Right. So it's part N. I don't know. Can anyone remember what part we're on now? Part N. I think it's part 5 or part 6 of the Ultrabook Trio test tonight. It's the Z830, the Asus UX31, and the Acer S3. We've done a whole bunch of tests. We've done some battery tests. We've done some noise tests. We've done overviews. We've done boot up comparisons. Check those out in the previous parts of the videos on the channel. The YouTube channel is Steve Chippy. Ultrabooknews.com is where we're doing these tests. Ultrabook News on Twitter and Facebook. Ultrabook News is the channel on Facebook. Check us out. All right. So to start with, on this part, we're going to do a coming out of standby test. So all of these devices say they have fast return from standby, and it's a pretty key feature of an Ultrabook, right? To be able to just lift the lid and have yourself connected and working within 5 seconds, I think is a major advantage. And obviously a lot of it's to do with the SSD, but there's also some special things that go on in the background to try and reduce the amount of time it takes to come out of sleep. So let's see if we can get all these three. I can't unfortunately get them all on screen at the same time, but see if we can get them all to come out of sleep at the same time and see how long it takes. So I'm just going to do 3, 2, 1, go. And we have the S3, the Z830, and then the S3. So that is what I see most of the time. The S3 comes out super quickly. Before you've even lifted the lid up, it's there. It's under 1 second, and I think that's because everything is stored on that flash that comes with the hard drive. Z830 is pretty quick there. I don't know why the S3 was a little bit slower, but I will say I haven't optimized the instant on. Even having said that, it's pretty quick without having optimized the instant on. So let's say all of those were within 3 seconds. All of those were pretty good. I think your money will vary based on how old your devices are and how much software you've got, and how much application level support the manufacturers provide for reinitializing this sort of fast boot process and re-optimizing it. So anyway, there's the S3. Let's go into the devices. One thing about the Toshiba, it does connect and show you it's connected on the home screen. I don't know if you can see that there, but on the right hand side there's the Wi-Fi connected window, which you don't get on the others. So I put the same backgrounds on all of them. What we're going to do now, first thing I'm going to do though, is just do a quick battery life check. It is 22:36. We did one 5 minutes ago, but just do it again. The S3 has 87% remaining. So it's 85%, sorry. So it's lost 15% in 50 minutes. The UX31 has 89%. It's lost 11% in 50 minutes. And the Z830 has 87% still. It's lost 13% in 50 minutes. Right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to try and run a video conversion. We're going to take a 1080p and we're going to put it through what's known as Media Espresso from Cyberlink. This application is enabled with the Media SDK from Intel, which means it uses the hardware subsystem for video encoding. It is arguably not the highest quality video encoding mechanism that you could find. There are software encoders that will provide you with a better quality convert. So if you're a pro, you may not be interested in this, but if you're someone that does family videos, 720p's maybe, puts them up to YouTube, I think this is a very important aspect. The hardware encoder on here really does speed up the operation. So it's going to be a little bit difficult to set this up and get it all going at the same time. But let's see what we can do. And in fact, on the UX31, I might even have to actually enable the application first. So we might run it on one. Excuse the head. One device first. Downloads. Okay. I haven't set this up very well at all. The actual install fails on this one. That's not so good. Contents of the file cannot be unpacked. Alright, so we're just going to do it on S3 then, very quickly, and then I'll run a second video showing you all three at a later date. So, just to tell you what it's all about then. Media Espresso, what you do is basically you drop a file in, and we've got a 1080p file here. I'm just going to zoom in. 1080p file here. It's a true 1080p, 30 frames, no, it's 50 frames a second 1080p, so progressive, PAL, and it runs at around 30 megabits per second, and it's 180 megs in size, 55 seconds long. So what we're going to do is we'll do a sort of typical conversion to a media player, and we'll take Apple iPad profile. Although the 16:9 resolution of 1080p is probably not the best for that, but we'll leave it. We'll convert it to. We'll leave it to do its own stuff. All right. All I want to show you is the speed up that you get. So it's going to go away now. It works out what the file is. It works out if it can switch the Intel Media SDK on, which it does. Hopefully now. Dunk. There you go. And now it starts to re-encode the file. Remember, this is 183 megabytes of file, 30 megabits a second, 50 frames a second frame rate, and it's going to get that done in probably about 30 seconds, less than that actually. This is the Core i5, so it does have turbo boost, and let's just get that done. That was 29 seconds. And that converted it to a 720p video of 4 megabits per second with a different audio rate as well. So it converted the video and audio at something like 1.5 times real time, which is pretty impressive. So what I want to mention about this, there's some really great tricks you can do with this. So if you're working with 1080p, what do? You have trouble on these devices working on video editors with 1080p, especially if you're doing a lot of cuts, edits, transitions, etc., etc. So what you can do with Media Espresso, if you're not too concerned about the quality, is you can chop all those 1080p's down to 720p's, or the output quality that you'd like to push up to YouTube, and then you work in your video editor with those cut down files, making it a much nicer experience. And in Cyberlink Power Director, there's a nice feature called SVRT, which, if all your clips are in the same format, you get to render only the differences between the clips. So really speeds up editing. So if you're a journalist on the go, you want to push stuff up to YouTube, this can be a really nice acceleration experience. And compared to something like the Fusion platform, AMD Fusion platform, it is in a different league. Compared to a netbook, this is 4x, 5x faster and more. I think it's a key feature for anyone that's doing video conversions for mobile devices and for doing quick YouTube style videos. I wish I had set the other two devices up with Media Espresso, but I'll do that on a separate video. There's no point trying to do that now and wasting people's time. In the next video then, what we'll do is, I have got a game set up. I will check it before I start the video, and we're going to be testing, what is the game? I forgot what the game was now. Just Cause 2. It's a Steam game. It was out mid last year. I think it'll be a good test because it's got a benchmarking component to it. So we'll get that up and running on all three and see what we can see in terms of differences. Right, ultrabooknews.com. Thanks for watching the Ultrabook live trio. I think there's going to be one more video on YouTube if you've been watching this. Thanks to people in the chat room. We're going to have a little someone asked for Skyrim. I don't think that's going to work. We're going to have a little Q&A now. If you're watching these and you think it's got good value, make sure you watch parts 1 to part N. Well, I don't know where we are right now. If you think it's got good value, hit the like button, please. It helps to enable more of these types of videos, and it helps to enable us to get more of these devices in for testing. Thanks for watching.